Yo, yo. I just wanted to do a quick 10-minute, hang on, it's probably over mixed. I just want to do a quick 10-minute post-mortem on what happened. Um, and let's see, is this even streaming? Am I just talking to nobody? I just want to do a quick post-mortem on what happened. Hello. And I want to make sure I have this story right. And yeah. And good morning. So if you guys watched yesterday's stream, or this morning's stream, I kind of lost control of the narrative. And I want to make sure that I understand what happened. And I want to make sure that certain people are made whole, certain people learn a cautionary tale, and certain people understand my real thoughts on how I feel about them. So I was, and this will be fun to rewatch and kind of understand too. I'll probably never do it. I had Claude try to write up a story. I thought about writing a blog post, but this is all too ephemeral for a blog post. But it's kind of crazy, like what happened. So I had my AI create a crypto, create an address on Ethereum. So it downloaded some Web3 stuff, it created an address. And well, first I was trying to get a Ralph loop to make money. I thought that a Ralph loop making money would be the funniest thing. So we had a Ralph loop make money. Wait, so this is still on base scan. I'm not familiar with all this new crypto stuff. So you'll have to forgive me for being a little bit slow. I didn't really understand what happened, but I think I have the whole story now. So I was having this stuff try to make money, and it created a key pair. And it created a key pair with this wallet and this private key. But it actually displayed the private key on stream. So that was my first mistake. So these two people, Scores ETH and C27, sent a little bit of the money for the bot to play with. The bot then bridged that ETH, which had a total value of $13 over to base, where it could do more transactions. So you can see the bot actually using a cross to bridge it over to base. So then it got bridged here over to base. So here is the Claude messing around and buying some shit coins. It bought some virtual and it bought some degen, and this was the Claude. Now, and whoever did this was quite clever. So someone out there was watching my stream. I didn't realize that I'd leaked my private key. Again, it only had $10 in it. I did a similar stream before with Bitcoin Cash. So if you remember, the gas town kind of froze up, and that's when I updated my my DigitalOcean box to be a bigger box. Now, oh, the mic is really bad? Oh, sorry. Oh, it's clipping? Oh, okay, we can lower this a little. Yeah, I'm using just the webcam mic. I don't even have my other mic. Okay, I'll lower it a little bit more. So where, is that better? Are we out of the clipping range, out of the clipping range, out of the clipping range? Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Make mic mono. How do I even do that? Oh. Advanced audio properties, mono. That make it mono? Yeah, okay, I think that made it mono. All right, cool. Just go balance to the left, balance, no, that's not actually doing anything. Whatever. Is that mono? That looks mono. It looks like they're moving in sync now. Okay, much better. All right, great. Sorry about that. Because this is just going to be a talking stream. All right, so sorry if that was low quality. It's kind of late here. I just kind of wanted to share this story and make sure that we don't have any fake narratives about that. The voice from Deep Pal, wow, is really bad. All right, cool. Make sure we don't have any fake narratives. All right, I'll tell the story again. So my Claude bot created this address. It also leaked the private key on stream, but I didn't know that at the time. So at first it was trying to just make money, but didn't have any ETH. So 2 viewers of the stream funded. Scores.eth sent $7.89. And this person sent $6.69. So then it had a little bit of money to play with. It bridged it over to Base. So it traded some shit coins that like lost money. Again, this was all just when we were still joking around. But then somebody watching my stream, and I'm not going to really call them a scammer because they didn't scam me. They were quite clever. And this whole thing was quite clever. So, props where props are due to whoever actually did this. While my gas town was pegging my CPU cores, they deployed a token. And they used my private key to deploy that token. And then probably right after they deployed it, they posted in some Telegram groups or something that, George Hotz is live and his AI just deployed a token. So a lot of people went and actually bought this token. It supposedly still has, look, there's still people swapping on it right now. So it's still a thing. I get none of the fees from this, by the way. We can talk about how I'm actually locked out and had I acted a little bit earlier, I could have moved the admin. But I didn't, because again, had I ever heard of Clanker or any of this shit? But when I'm close to the mic, it's good. Sorry, I should have gotten the good mic for this. The good mic's downstairs. Is it bad? Is the stream quality really bad? It's fine. Is it good? Don't be lazy. Go grab the better mic. Mic is bad. All right. All right. We'll tell the story again. We'll start over. Don't worry. New people. I'm back on stream. I'm just telling the story. All right, we got a good mic. Wait for new people to get in here. We'll tell the story. It was a dark and stormy night when 6 crazy MCs. I want to tell the story to make it clear I didn't scam anybody. You guys know that if there's ever a crypto token that says George Hotz, it's not affiliated with me and you shouldn't buy it. And I hope my audience is smart enough for that. Because some people did lose real amounts of money on this. Okay. Testing, levels. Okay, that's good. Is that better? Am I too late to grab private keys? All right, good. So yeah. All right, we'll start over. It's bad. Turn it up a bit. Well, I can't turn it up more. It's maxed. That's all you get. Maybe in advanced audio properties. I can add a few dB here. Down. 3 dB. I will double the volume. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to talk kind of quietly because it's late too. Low volume but clear. Oh, I want to go to 6 dB? 6 dB. I don't know if that did anything. Keep it closer. Okay, great. First mic was better, artistic. Okay. We're going to move closer to the mic and we're going to tell a story. It's not muted. Stop it. Stop it. Stop trolling me. All right. We're going to put that back down to 3 dB. We're now closer to the mic. It's perfect. Thank you. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So I want to start. I'm not that good at this. I'm not that good at telling narrative in a calm voice. But I want to start. I want to make it clear that I lost control of the narrative today, and that I'm deeply sorry to everyone who was affected. I'm not sorry, but I didn't scam anybody, and that's what I want to make clear, right? So, I hope some like crypto YouTuber like dissects this, and you can see when he made the gesture that it's clear that he scammed people. But I want to give everybody here a very serious warning. If you ever see any crypto thing that is supposedly associated with me, it's not, okay? I would never in a million years make anything serious in crypto to try to make money off of you people, right? I can't believe the people on Hacker News who still think I like rugged people with cheap ETH. So my friend and I made cheap ETH. It's a joke, right? Like, sure, you know what I mean? Like you can have jokes amounts of money, right? Like 20 bucks here and there, right? Like that's all funny. But anytime you get into serious money with this stuff, none of it is related to me. I will never scam you with crypto. I will never launch a token. And every single one of these tokens, every single meme coin is a complete scam. I hope everybody actually understands that, right? Because I know some people traded serious money on this token. And if you bet on this token and you lost money, I do not feel bad for you. I think you were an idiot and you deserve to be parted from your money. Okay, all that out of the way, let's tell the story. So, my Claude bot, I was playing with Gastown and Ralph Loops and Claude bots, and I'm like, what's the best thing for them to do? Well, make money, right? Put it into the world, tell it to make money. So I did, and it created this Ethereum address. Now, I didn't know it at the time, but the private key had leaked. It also thinks I have 10K viewers on my stream. So the private key had been leaked from the beginning. So I asked, people send a little bit of money. So these two people sent in $7 and $6 to fund the bot. So the bot then bridged the money over to Base. So here we are on Base. And then it bought two shitcoins. It bought Virtual and it bought Degen. Right, again, like all still in the funny, we're playing around with Claude MD. So then I deployed Gastown and had the whole town try to make money. And it pegged my CPU on my tiny DigitalOcean box. So we can look into times for this. So this happened at 2:49. And then 11 minutes later, this token was deployed. This ERC20 gold token. I didn't do this. My AIs didn't do this. Another person did this. Now, I'm not really going to refer to them as a scammer because they didn't take anything from me. I actually ended up making $17,000 off of this. So I didn't intend to. And you're not getting any of that $17,000 from me, so fuck off. And if you lost money trading the gold token, you're an idiot who deserved to lose that money. But so it's hard to call them a scammer when like I ended up with $17,000 that I didn't ask for and I didn't deploy this token. So they see this stream, they see me with AIs, and they have the private key. And this is incredibly quick thinking, and I have to give this person props. 11 minutes after they saw my AI trading, they deployed this token, and probably what they did was post this in a ton of Telegram groups, saying that George Hotz's AI created a token. So if we go to Clanker World, we should be able to take a look at this token. Here, it's called Gold. It's called Gold, and if you go to this link goes to my Twitch stream, right? So it's clearly not the AI. The AI was unaware that it was even on a Twitch stream. This is clearly a human pretending to be AI. And I brought this up on the earlier stream. It's very interesting where this is happening. You saw the same thing happen with music. The AI Drake, it's not really AI Drake. It's a producer who's pretty good and used some tools to create the Drake sound, called it AI Drake. It got more popularity because they claimed that it was made by a machine than made by a human, which is a very interesting social phenomenon. So what these people did is they acted like I launched this token. Now I was unaware that a token had launched at this point. Um, like you can choose not to believe me. You can be like I'm somehow like pulling your leg, but I'm not that good of an actor. I was almost in taking a Pelham 1-2-3, but then Tony Scott realized I couldn't act. And then I think he jumped off a bridge. So I don't know, but um, what's interesting is, yeah, so some person within 11 minutes of seeing this private key leak decides instead of stealing the $13, they deploy a token and basically launder that I'm the one who made it. So here's the token. You can see that it pumped, and I think it actually pumped to something pretty high. I don't really, again, I'm not familiar with a lot of this stuff, but I don't know how to see what the max market cap was. I think the market cap is still $255,000. It did 24 hours and did $20 million in 24-hour volume. These things are also, I don't think these things are good gambles. I'm not sure what's the house edge on Clanker, right? So every time you're sending this here, so buy fee, sell fee, 1%. I mean, that's not the most awful house edge, but you get a better house edge if you go to the casino and gamble on blackjack, right? This is effectively the house edge on the gambling. And you have to do it on the buy and sell, so I think that's effectively a 2.4% house edge. And I don't know what the sniper fee is. So the AI goes and deploys this token. Okay, let's go back to the compromised address. So this is the compromised address. So this is the address that the private key leaked, right? Also, I saw something on Twitter where someone said that I messed up and leaked a private key. That's also not quite a true narrative, right? Like that I had $70,000. I want to make clear with this follow-up stream that I didn't do anything here, right? So if you think that you got scammed by me, and God, I can't believe the people who said that I scam people with cheap ETH, and that's really why this whole space is just so toxic. The amount of toxicity in the crypto space, and it's basically because it's an under zero-sum game. All right, I'm rambling again. Let's go back to telling the story. Maybe do we need meditation? I think we might need 2-minute meditation.
Minute meditation. Find a comfortable position and allow your eyes to blink closed. Now take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. And again, deep breath in and sigh it out. Breathing in again. And as you exhale, let go of any worries, any concerns, any niggling thoughts. With every exhale, allowing any tension to melt away from your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, just for this moment, letting go of any worries, any concerns, knowing that you can always come back and take care of these later. Now settle into this space of ease and comfort, where there's nothing to do except to relax and enjoy this feeling. And it's time now to come fully back into your body, feeling relaxed, serene, and ready for whatever lies ahead. Namaste.
All right. So for people just joining us, the reason that I wanted to do this follow-up stream was to make something clear that I didn't deploy any token. And anytime you see George Hotz associated with a token, it's not me. All these tokens are worthless and going to zero. And I didn't understand what happened on the stream. But basically the gist of it is, I leaked the private key that my AI was playing around with. Somebody deployed a token pretending that it was me who deployed the token. And then the token got $20 million in volume. So after the token was deployed, I didn't understand what happened, but the first inkling I had that something was real was the first wrapped ether transfer. So this is a wrapped ether transfer for $7,000. Or actually, it's not even that transfer. I think it's this claim. So someone submitted a claim, it seems. Oh, wait, here's another transfer of wrapped ether. Here's a transfer of 10 wrapped ether. Who took that wrapped ether? Okay, this guy took that wrapped ether. So this is either someone who is an opportunist who saw this, who had the private key. Okay, so the token's deployed here. Then someone else must have called the claim on the fee locker from a different address, because you can actually call the claim from any address, and then the rewards are transferred to the reward account. I probably still have some of the details of this wrong. But so when I saw that $24,000 had been transferred into this account, again, I thought it had to be some kind of trick. You check the address, and so this is, if you know, Base is actually based on Optimism. I worked on Optimism a bit, and this is how they do the, so that's like a system contract. That's the address of the system contract. So then this person, this is not an address I control, transferred out the wrapped ether. There must have been more wrapped ether somewhere too. I guess it doesn't show all the transfers. Oh, they did 2 transfers. I see. So this doesn't show the transfer in. This is just the transfer out. So this had to be somebody who was pretty early in on the, wait, is that the, do they both go to the same address? No, they go to different addresses. So this could have been 2 different people. It could have been 2 similar people. Yeah, this person then bridges the money out on a cross. I mean, this might have just been somebody who saw the private key and realized that there was all this wrapped ether in the account. I was shocked when I saw this. So yeah, then what starts happening is people are calling update reward recipient. This guy called it to try to transfer it to his address. Oh, that looks like the same person. No, that's not the same person who funded it. But yeah, then there was a war back and forth of updating the reward recipient. The real magic thing to call was there was a function to update the reward admin account And had anybody just called that with the private key, they could have taken all the remaining rewards, which was like another $30,000. But I did manage to get some out by setting up these things to quickly forward anything that shows up in that wallet to there just by submitting transactions. I also learned that you can set up delegation addresses. So someone else had set up a delegation address. There's some like EIP for this. You can set here, it's just an authorization. So I did this off stream later. I set up a delegation to delegate things to me, but this is all like over in the past. But yeah, no, mostly I just wanted to quickly stream to say that to whoever did this, like, you gotta kind of give credit. You gotta kind of give some respect. And to anybody who lost money on this, first off, I didn't scam you. You can continue to think, whatever, you can't control narratives. But like, if you're not interested in the truth, you're not interested in the truth. But if you are interested in the truth, here's what happened as far as I can actually tell. And if you lost money on this, hopefully you learned a lesson not to lose money on things like this. Every single one, nothing deployed on Clinker is the future of anything. I don't even know how they sell it. And it's also bad gambles. I mean, these are bad gambles where you're gambling with not only with a house edge, but you probably are the fish. If you're showing up to this and you're not the person who deployed the token, you're the fish on every single one of these tokens. So there was also another token deployed that I didn't know about, but Claude found it off stream and managed to collect fees for it. So let's talk about some people who I tried my best to make whole. Anybody who lost money on the token, you're an idiot, and you shouldn't have traded the token. But to the people who tried to fund this address, I refunded you money. I also sent rewards to the 2 people who were early and funded the bot. Because that was what it said as a meme. It's kind of like we were gonna pay the investors back from the $10, but who'd have thought they'd actually get paid back massively? So yeah, if you find no, we got to go off of base for that. They actually funded me on Etherscan. So Scores ETH and this person were both given 0.25 ETH. So they made they made bank for funding my shit. But don't take any lessons from this. I will never do that again. It was just funny for the meme. I did also ask for people to send me money on base, which I shouldn't have done. I believe this was a scammer address. I believe this was actually also a scammer address, but I refunded ETH to that person, ETH to that person, and ETH to that person. You can see the transactions in my address here. Yeah, you can see my refund transactions to those people. So anyone who actually sent me money thinking they were helping me out, I refunded you. Because like I said, I did end up making $17,000 from this. And I also made money on somebody deployed another token, but they actually set my MetaMask address as the admin on it. By the way, again, do not do this. Do not do this. It was funny the first time because it was clever, but you are a scammer, right? But you're a quick-witted scammer. And I gotta respect that. And you also gave me $17,000, but I never want to hear, I hear about these these Solana shits that are just trying to get you associated with a crypto thing. I am never associated with any crypto thing unless it's a joke. If it's a joke like Cheap ETH or Bitcoin Ocho, right? If it's funny, then I might be associated with it. But if it's not funny and there's serious amounts of money involved, I'm not associated with it because this stuff is so toxic and zero sum. And I maintain that money is the worst thing that ever happened to crypto. Because this this used to be cool. This used to be like nerds talking about cryptography, and now it's some of the most toxic people I've ever seen. And of course you're toxic because you're operating in a place that isn't even zero sum. You're operating in a place where there's a house edge, a big house edge against you, and the games are rigged against you too. I don't know why anybody decides to trade coins on these things, right? Like you're gonna lose money. I understand that one time you made money, but that one time my aunt bet on 34 in roulette and made money too. And this has a worse house edge than roulette, depending on the roulette. It could only get toxic with that much money, but none of these people would be in it if it cost them money. No, but like people are clearly losing money, right? Somehow I got $17,000. The original deployer of this contract got $70,000 in fees, and they also rugged the token. So someone here probably made $250,000 off of this. It's hard to tell if they were the original deployer of the token. It's hard to tell who really made money off of this. But yeah, I mean, you can look at the money that went through my address, and it was $17,000. You can look at the money that went to the other scammer's address. It was like $70,000 for fees. And then there's also all the people who got rugged on the token. Again, I didn't do any of this. So don't say George Hotz rugged me, okay? Like, you can believe that, you can say that, you know, what can I do? You can't control the narrative. But if you're a believer in truth, right, like, this is what happened here. And I hate being associated with any of this stuff, right? Again, like, you can rewatch the stream. You know, we're all having a good time, right? I love playing with this stuff, right? Like, it's, you know, $10, we're all playing around, we can all laugh about this. But I really hate being associated with any of these. I have never and will never be associated with a crypto token. It's so unbelievably toxic. I don't want to be associated with any crypto shit. And look, I'm not gonna you're not gonna take away my fun from me, right? You're not gonna take away my fun from playing with $10 and, oh, you can YOLO into these things and see the things and whatever. But like, anything that involves real money, you're getting scammed. Don't do it. 2021, when crypto was fun, oh, the old days of crypto were so fun. Man, I had a company, Crypto Scams LLC. I went on Bitcoin Talk and tried to get $20 in seed funding for it. Like, it was just so fun to troll these people. Trolling crypto is hilarious. Since today I will call you George Paul. Yeah, I know. Like, no, I can't believe these people who actually, like, these, like, I don't know, I watched the CoffeeZilla videos. Like, Logan Paul actually, like, scammed people. Like, that's terrible. Like, why would you do this? If you're a celebrity, why would you want to be associated with any of these things? It was so funny to see how the different celebrities reacted to the meme coins. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you want to go through, you can see the admin call that I missed. Man, if I just told Claude to make that admin call, I would have had generational wealth. And by generational wealth, I mean, another Rolls Royce, you know. Crypto mafia is dangerous. Some people get kidnapped over wallets. Yeah, this is what I mean, and this is kind of what happened to like security too, right? Like, I don't have any crypto. This crypto, I'm gonna go and you know, turn into real money tomorrow. It's just like, it's, you don't want to be associated with any of this shit, you know. Oh, interesting. You got the perpetrator's address. On base. Oh yeah. Claude Casino base.eth. Yeah. But yeah, again, you gotta have some respect here. You gotta have some respect for whoever did this. Like, you know, that's generally my thoughts on scams in general, which is like, if it's like not a clever scam, like, yeah. But if it's a clever scam, you know, whatever, man. Like, did I really leak the private key? Yeah. I mean, I didn't leak the private key. Claude did. But you need to take responsibility for your AI, because a computer can't make a management decision. So, No, we're not changing. VODs are subscriber only. I don't really care that much, right? Like, I'm not, the thing that you can never do in today's world is like try to convince people of a narrative, right? People are going to believe whatever narrative they want to believe. 90%. 10% of people out there are looking for truth. And for the 10% out there looking for truth, well, that's who my streams are for. No, I don't think all scams are bad, no matter how smart. I think some scams are extremely clever. Let's go do clever scams, boys. Yeah, right. Like. Again, it comes down to, are people having a good time, right? And part of why OG crypto was a good time is that it was a lot less zero sum. The numbers were all going up, and the numbers today aren't going up. Um, by the time BlackRock showed up and bought Bitcoin, like that's when you knew it was over. Don't we mostly go sub only when the average IQ of the chat is too low? Yeah, but this is a just chatting stream. Um, wow, there was a poly market on that. Damn, I should have checked. I should have insider traded that shit. Clever scams LLC. This scam was refreshing, but yeah, I mean, right? It was like kind of cool, right? Like we advanced the AI zeitgeist to whatever it is right now. Um, Stream yesterday was pretty funny. Yeah, no, we did. We had a good time. But yeah, no, I just want to make it clear that if you lost, because clearly, again, these things are zero sum, right? So to everybody someone out there lost $250,000 on this shit. I didn't steal your $250,000. I don't have your $250,000. And also the real person you should blame is yourself. Like, that's all I have to say about that. Um, But yeah, to everybody who did act on my behalf, I do believe I refunded you. And if I didn't refund you and you can prove it to me in an email, I'll send you some money, some of it. But I will heavily investigate the claim, even if it's for 3 pennies, because I want to make sure that, like, you know, don't listen. Everyone on the internet who claims they're George Hotz, right? You're an idiot for listening to them, right? Like that's on you. The verifying the identity of somebody is on you, right? And that's like how things have to be, especially in this world of deepfakes, right? Like, I don't know how. I think the voice changing stuff's so good now. Oh, no. If you lost money trading the token, you're a fucking moron, and I won't give you a refund. If you sent me money in hopes that I would reclaim the token, but I'm pretty sure I already refunded everybody. One guy actually sent me $200, and I think I dismissed him earlier on the stream. He didn't get any profit, but I did give him his money back. No. I mean, overall, I don't know if one individual lost 250K, right? But like, I made 17K. The initial WETH transfer was like 25 ETH. So there's like 70K there. And that's just in fees, right? Then there's everybody who also got rugged by the token. Geo Hotz leaked his private key. Guys, I didn't leak the. I can't. It's I can't. Like. But I mean, I don't know. It was cool to be part of like the AI zeitgeist. We had a lot of people on the stream this morning. It was fun. So this is kind of my follow up to this. Just like, again, if you're interested in truth, I didn't launch no tokens. My AIs didn't even launch no tokens. Now, if my AI did it, see, that'd be a funny moral dilemma for me. If my AI did it and people lost money, no, they're still stupid for getting into the coin. But I really do try to like live life by morals and like, make sure that you don't scam people. You know what I mean? Because like it's never worth it. It's never worth it to like some is my LinkedIn profile real? Yeah. you have to take responsibility for the actions of your AIs. But this is all a funny thing to talk about. If anybody provably lost money on Cheapy taking an action that I told you to take, I will refund you for that too. But if you decided to YOLO into Cheapy when it's very clear that Cheap ETH has a premine for dumping on speculators. Speculation is a tax by warding off speculators, right? Check out this poem. This is a great poem about speculators. One day speculator will buy all the air, not to breathe, only for hodl, and everyone will suffocate, and finally speculator will be sad. I was involved with Cheap ETH, yes. God, I can already see the Hacker News posts. Oh, Geohot also didn't hack the PS3. He stole stuff from Failoverflow. And then he didn't give them credit, but he put the credit on the webpage, and then he got sued. And fuck Geohot, man. No, I mean, that's the gigabrain here. The gigabrain here is that one of the polecats in Gastown is actually the one who did all of this, right? But just so you know, if you're the person who did this and you actually come forward and like write it up, I'm not mad at you at all. You were loved over there on HN? I don't know. I don't mind if people don't like me. I just don't like when they lie, man. Like you could if you represent me honestly and be like, yeah, but fuck that guy. All right, fine. Like whatever, man. That's like your opinion. But like when you're just wrong about facts, oh god. Yeah, right. All right, cool guys. It's kind of all I had. Oh, Marcan. We like Marcan, and we would like him to make it so I can plug my DisplayPort alt mode into my Asahi Linux. I hear they're actually doing it. I appear in the Epstein files now. Guys, honestly, if I got invited to the island, I probably would have went. And I probably wouldn't have been a little shit about it. I would have been like, yeah, I went to the island. And, I had consensual sex with a 17-year-old girl who was above the age of consent in the on the island. But, I'm not that cool, sadly. I mean, come on. Would have you done something else? What's the age of consent on the island, right? Like we gotta look into this, right? I don't know. Look, actually, the Epstein file. We don't want to go to this. We don't want to go into this. I mean, not I'm not like a pedo. You know what I mean? Like some 13-year-old dude. That's gross. But like some you know. You were also upset. I am upset that I didn't get invited to the island. I heard Moot got invited to the island. Elon was ready to party. Girls for the win. I try to live by morals. What's the age of consent on the island? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But also, I guess kind of from the perspective of, this was 10 years ago when I was, 24. I don't know. I don't think I'd do that today. I don't know. Consensual sex with a 17-year-old on an island where the age of consent is 16? I mean, you'd have to be lying to yourself if you wouldn't do that. I think you'd be lying to yourself. I think it's important to be honest with yourself. Right? Would you have some absolutely principled stance? I love making light of things that disfavor Republicans. You'd go for a 16-year-old instead. I mean, I wouldn't want to like, I don't know, actually. Probably I'd think the whole thing is just kind of entrapment. I think a lot of those kind of things are kind of entrapment. And like when I'm actually put in situations like that where like, I mean, I don't know what the vibe at the island was like. I didn't go, right? It was the kind of situation where like some like old man was trying to like push a girl on me. I'd be like, no, not for me. But if it's like some situation where you're just like all hanging out and these girls are there because like, you know, they want to like fuck rich and powerful dudes, then more power to them, you know? Oh, the Bill Gates thing. Oh, the Bill Gates thing is. All right, wow, you guys got me on Epstein. That's real. That's real bad. Um, yeah, well, that's like what I'm saying, right? You can make a clip of this rant and post it on LinkedIn. No, you gotta be honest with yourself, right? Like, if you're the kind of person who's like, absolutely, every girl I have sex with, I go and I check her ID, and then I scan the barcode on the back. Come on. But no, I've never. Have I had sex with someone under 18? Yes, but only when I was under 18. Gross take. Yeah, but like the other take is dishonest, right? The other take is dishonest and it's feminized, right? Like, come on. I understand that like the way that social media works is they want to like shift you somewhere to the norm, right? And if you believe that the norm is that most guys would say no to consensual sex with a 17-year-old girl because her ID doesn't say that she's 18, but in a jurisdiction where that's legal, that's not true, right? She was only 17 and 3/4, you sick fuck. Wow, this is the real controversial thing from this stream. See, no one would say that publicly other than you. See, that's what I mean. I think that we need honesty. Oh yeah, no, like no. Like the guys who like go to Thailand looking for 12-year-olds, like that is just gross, right? Like that is, but like there's a difference, right? And to say that there's not a difference, right? Reddit should have never banned our jailbait. You know what I mean? It should be the norm because they are kids, period. But the day you turned 18, it changed. I can't be honest. I have a job. What about 16? I mean, again, like it depends on the situation. Oh, I have the RMS take on age. Is this like some horrible take? Because you know this is true, right? All right, this is more controversial than the rugging people in the crypto. 16 is also legal in some states in America. They were kids yesterday. Today they are fully adults. Exactly. It's true, but it isn't fun to defend. Yeah, I mean, like, but if we don't have truth, the minute you compromise truth for politics, you're too far gone as a person, you know? Because then you start the minute you let, and I guess this is really related to the topic of the stream and the problem I have with crypto people. The minute that you let in some external, you know, be it politics, be it money, be it status, the minute you let any of that into your thinking becomes corrupted. And with corrupted thinking, you will eventually lose. You will lose to people like me, and you will lose to AI. Because AI won't have corrupted thinking like that. Elon gets a lot of this stuff right. Yeah, I don't know about Grok being a truth-seeking AI. I think Elon has a set of biases too. I think that, I don't know. I mean, I think that Twitter's not really a free speech platform, and you know, it's kind of sad to see. I'm so single that my personal age of consent is actually 27. Good night. Losing Geohot. The minute you sacrifice truth for politics, you're too far gone as a person. That's true. How is Twitter not a free speech platform? There were a whole lot of things. I mean, this is why I quit, really. Like, I quit for two reasons. You guys aren't going to believe me. But, like, you know, I didn't like that that Kanye was banned. He was banned for the swastika post. That's legal in America. You can post a swastika. A bunch of journalists Elon didn't like were banned. He banned Elon Jet. He banned a whole lot of people who were doing things that are legal under US law that he didn't like. And the food was bad. And Elon also, the Twitter had good food, and Elon canceled the food and switched it to like $5 Uber Eats meals. I'm just like, I'm not gonna, like, this is, why am I doing this? Well, I mean, it requires, it's not such an easy, like, cut and dry thing. And I'm not saying that, like, I would have made different decisions. I was actually very happy to not have to be in that position where you have to consider a decision. You don't want to be the arbiter of free speech. What you actually probably want to do is create a platform, right? Is create like a real platform that you can't control. Oh, at XAI they have a private chef. All right, cool. They're on par with Comma. All right, well, you can get it at the Hong Kong $5 slop. Why is VLIW architecture suddenly so hyped? Because of the Anthropic challenge. OBS should stop my laptop from sleeping locking? Yeah, probably. I don't even know what it says when it logs. But search is still shit. Yeah, I'm aware, right? Like, I wasn't gonna fix it, but to really, there were so many like good thoughts at that time too. I remember having so many interesting engagements with people about like how we were actually going to fix social media. Why is USA into closed AI? The reason USA is into closed AI is because these companies are like, you have so much of this. Again, it's all the same problem. It's all the same problem when these companies have raised billions of dollars. They have to justify those billions of dollars in valuation somehow. And then they can no longer afford to be open because they're beholden to other people. They're beholden to money people. Right? Like, Comma's raised some money, but I'm beholden to nobody. You have to, like, once you're beholden to these money people, once you're beholden to these political ideas, you can no longer pursue truth. That a refactor was necessary. Yeah, I mean, but that's a technical question, right? Like, people don't necessarily, you know, quit over technical things, right? It was more that, I mean, I don't know. I think Twitter is more toxic today than it ever was. It's not that a refactor was necessary. It's that some rethinking about what social media was necessary. I mean, it's clear from, you know, what Elon ended up doing that, I mean, look, it's hard to really like assign blame, right? It's hard to say, well, I could have done it way better. Honestly, I don't know. But there's definitely things I would have done differently. I don't know how they would have ended up. When I think about the XAI employee getting fired for the podcast, I didn't listen to the podcast. I don't know. If you talk about secrets from your employer without clearing it with them, then yeah, you get fired, right? Comma would do the same thing. I mean, like, Comma's very open on what you can talk about, but like, if you were to go and like, we just launched a Comma 4, right? If some employee were to go on a podcast and like leak all the details of the Comma 4 2 months before the launch and kill sales of the Comma 3, then yeah, I'd fire them. Big money entered into AI, and you can see the issues at hand, and it's no longer fun. Well, yeah, because these people have raised too much money and now need to. What happens when these companies raise a lot of money is they start to promise too much. And then the only way out is to promise more and to raise more, to promise more, to raise more. And you're on some treadmill where you eventually lose. I'm so happy that, like, what was the cost? right? I mean, that's like comma amounts of money. When you've spent $4.6 million, you can afford to be open. When you've spent $2 billion, you can't. The ever-rising curve of the singularity. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a normal curve, but it'll be the normal exponential curve. But you're gonna get 3 to 10% growth a year. Right? You're not gonna. That isn't exponential, but you're not gonna like massively beat that. Maybe. I mean, maybe the doubling time will go down. AGIs in 6 months. Let's hire an ante. Right? Like everyone hopes small open models will win. Everyone hopes this. I mean, this is what a lot of my blog posts have been about recently. Like, could everybody just please stop making the world shitty? I take this all quite seriously. I'm trying my best to end up in a good future. Clearly, not everyone is. To everyone working on ad surveillance, gambling, secret research, and shitification, cloud lock-in, what are you doing with your life? Why are you selling out the future? It doesn't require everyone to stop. Just enough people, and it starts with you. The Huawei GPUs have like DDR4 memory and don't look good. I see more threads. It's a more threads GPU. More threads. But the bag, George, they need the bag. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm like, I just want you to think about what you've sold out the bag for. You're gonna find that these people, they sold their soul for nothing. I think it's really interesting to see the decoupling of the gold prices between the New York and Shanghai markets. And what that signals is that, the gold in the US is paper gold backed by COMEX. So what that signals is that there's about a 2%, they have 180 days to actually make the physical gold physical. So that puts a 2% basically default risk on the entire US economy in 6 months. The bag won't make you happier. I help a lot of you to start thinking in that way. Thank you. I mean, there's a reason I do this, right? Humans are going to human. You're not going to change them in the next 5 years before the AIs take over. You don't have to change all of them. You don't have to change all of them. But we need to stop making this culturally acceptable. And we need to start shaming people. Right? Next time you hang out with someone who is doing this, like, shame them. It's not okay. This isn't a joke, man. Like they're just making your life worse. Right? To all these people who do research and keep it closed for these companies, shame them. Go shame them on Twitter. Could be like, why are you doing this, right? Like we live in a society. We're all in this boat together. I don't even know what Palantir does, to be honest. Genie 3, I haven't seen this one. How old is this? I probably did see this if this is old. If this is brand new. Let's see, did they release any? Is there any? Try it. Is there any like info about this stuff? Yeah, I mean, so like Comma has these now too. I have to like sign up for some Google shit. Never mind. Our models look a lot better now. But yeah, so these are all generated. And okay, it doesn't have like the vibrancy of Genie, but like it actually looks like the real the real thing from a comma device. I guess you can't see that. Game company stocks fell on news of Genie 3. Yeah, I mean, this just shows you that something is so deeply wrong when the game that I like interact with the most still is Mario 64. Right? These people can't. What will happen to the hacker ethos? I don't know who Hassan Abi is if I criticize Palantir. No, like you can criticize these people. No, but you just need to make the shame personal. Right? Like, you know, in some ways the woke movement is so correct except for their targets. Right? Like I don't like capitalism. I don't like a lot of, I mean, at least not sure. I like the ideal of capitalism, right? But I like the ideal of communism too. What passes for capitalism in America is not working for most people. It's horrible. Yeah, no, but like VCs, like these are all these middlemen are really they're just bad people. Like, they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. And I'm not talking about the kind of like, or, you know, maybe some VCs are really in it for this idea of, oh, we want to like make the future better or something. But like the people who what they're basically doing is forcing otherwise productive companies into becoming Ponzi schemes. Right? A16Z tried to do this to Comma too. I was shocked. I didn't understand. Why is American capitalism not working? You feel like the negatives in the US are unrelated to capitalism? I saw, where did I see this post about like how basically, it was on Twitter, how basically like the tech industry is becoming a low trust society. You know, someone goes and works at some hot new startup and then like their founder goes and rugs them. Their founder goes and like sells out the company underneath them. They get nothing. Like it's so despicable. It's just these people need to be shamed. When you hear that story from somebody, next time you're out at a bar or you know at a meetup and someone tells you that story, you should just look at them like they raped a 14-year-old, right? Like because that's what they're doing. They're raping the future. What about YC? It's interesting. I posted the post about I posted this post, right? And it was interesting to see Gary Tan repost this and be like, I love this. And then some guy who made like the legal rapper LLM, LLM rapper for legal shit, you know, insult this take and says that, oh, this is just George who spent his whole life trying to earn hacker points, but then he grew up and realized they were worthless. Like the pathetic losers sorted themselves out by how they felt about this blog post, right? So actually my thoughts on YC are somewhat positive, right? Like, I don't know. I like Gary Tan. I like even like my thoughts on Sam Altman are like somewhat positive. It's kind of some of it you can attribute to bad incentives. Um Wait, no. What do you mean? It is working. People just believe it's not because of negative propaganda and social media. Dude, I go outside all the time. I am scared on the streets in a lot of places in America. There's homeless all over the streets. Some of them in some cities actually very scary. Uh, I can't afford a house. Like, are you kidding? It's not working. The fact that I can't afford a house and the fact that there's homeless people everywhere shows you that something is seriously broken in the United States. I'm in Hong Kong right now. Yeah, I don't think this place is broken. Yeah, so I mean, we shouldn't really talk about like capitalism, right? Like capitalism is an idea. If you have capitalism as a basic idea, where it's just where it's just market set prices, yeah, I mean, market should set prices, right? I'm obviously on board with that. But there's another problem in the U.S. too. So do you know the U.S. versus China tax GDP percent of gov spending? So you can look and you can see what percent of a country's spending is on government things, right? And one way to think about this is it's kind of a measure of like how communist a country is, right? So here's China, and here's the United States. So 38% of GDP in the United States is government spending. Only 33% of China's GDP is government spending. And it's actually even worse than that because the main thing China spends the government GDP on is infrastructure. The main thing the US spends its GDP on is entitlements. Right? The two largest things the US spends money on are Medicare and Social Security, which is basically like a Ponzi scheme and fraud. Yeah, I think this is like overall. I can't afford a house. I told you I have like 300K. Like, I'm not even kidding. I mean, I can afford some house, but could I afford a house in San Diego? No. You zoom on the EU. Yeah. I mean, it's really bad. Actually, when you look like France is really bad. France is 57% government spending. No, Europe's not ready for the next century, right? I mean, Europe can like continue to exist, maybe, almost in kind of the way that Japan continues to exist. But Japan, like Japan and Europe still like kind of make things, but they're not competitive for the future. Well, Social Security and Medicare are both basically transfer payments from the young to the old. So all the young people are the ones who pay into Social Security, and all the old people are the ones who get paid out. So it's basically a Ponzi scheme, transferring the wealth from these people to the people at the top of the pyramid, right? It's literally a pyramid scheme. The thing is, when your pyramid looks like Nigeria, right, you can it looks like a pyramid. Right? When your population looks like that, you know, the amount of wealth that is hoovered up by these people, and that's the real. You want the place that the real battle line should be drawn in America. It should be between the young and the old. Right? These Social Security and Medicare are these people spending these people's money. That's an Empire State Building scheme. Yeah, and Medicare feeds the insane scam that is healthcare pricing in the US. That's absolutely right. In the same way that student loans being backed by the government feed the insane scam that is college pricing in the US. You know my favorite, cost of goods, CPI, US over time, freedom memes. You know, this is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite charts. There's a better version of it too, but yeah. I mean, this isn't normal. This is because of scams, right? And actually, now I think with what we see in Minnesota, or we can understand why childcare went like this too. Or like everything that the government subsidizes becomes a scam. Can I link the government spending chart? This is something IMF's website. About India, 28, slow. we'll need robots to do the work. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Oh, with the daycare scams, yeah. No, I agree. But the real problem, and the real problem with these things is that the government leaks power, right? The minute the government sets up a program, and this is the same again, very related to what we're talking about on this stream. The minute you set yourself up to be a target, the minute you set yourself up as I can make you money, I have money to distribute, all the grifters will come to you. And you see the same things with these tech companies too, right? And this is why Comma and tinygrad aren't run this way. Sure, I could raise lots of money from VCs, but then that just puts a target on your back for the worst sort of people. Right? The kind of people who see that a startup just raised $382 million and want to go work there are not the people I would ever want working at one of my companies. tinygrad's headcount is 6. And then, ironically, the comma equity ends up being worth way more than most people get. People who weren't early. Employee comma equity ends up being worth way more than what it's worth in a lot of these companies when you join, not at a similar employee number, but at a similar time. The world is rigged, and the worst part is it's not rigged by a few evil people in a room. Can everybody in this chat, can all 693 of you right now stop? Can you all stop? If you're participating in this, can you stop? No, you don't want the system rigged in your favor. Stop it. No, like that's the problem. Like, can we just, you never participated? Thank you. You're jobless. All right, I hear about ninjas, no education, no job, no assets. Ninja, all right, it's the way to be. No, one of the reasons that I don't have a lot of money is because I don't want to really make a lot of money. It paints a target on your back. I can afford everything I want, right? Which isn't all that much. I mean, again, I get the same AI models. I get the same phones, right? I have a $2,000 phone. That's my folding phone. Right? I love that phone, right? It's the best phone in the world. It's $2,000. It's not a lot of money. Except a house in San Diego. Well, do I really want a house, right? Like, I would want a house if it was cheap. I would not want a house if I had to sacrifice for it, right? Sure, would I own a house in San Diego if it was 50K? Yeah, of course. 100K? Sure. 1.5 million? I mean, yeah, sure. Could I sign a 30-year mortgage and buy a house? Yeah, but that's not worth it. A principled objection to doing anything other than watching anime. I mean, I respect that. I really respect the I mean, how do you get money though? Will I buy the trifolds? No. Some of the tinygrad people tried it at CES, and they said that it's weird because you can fold it wrong. I didn't actually try the Samsung one. I tried the Huawei one. I didn't like that the screen was on the outside. We need a revolution, guys. We need a youth revolution. And I really hope that, I think that the 16-year-old boys today are smart enough to not believe in wokeism, right? These people don't believe in wokeism. You got to get the women on board, right? We got to think about how to get the women on board, and it's time for a revolution, right? Why not do Batman type stuff? Because Batman's not real, man. Right? I mean, the closest you get to Batman is Elon. I like Swandami, yeah. I like Swandami, and we'll see where he goes. Let's give him a try, right? He's a lot better than Cuomo. Oh God, you want nothing to change? Vote Cuomo. Revolution is fine, but now when it's raining, I don't like the rains. raising us to believe our main purpose in life is popping out kids, but like it kind of is, man. You really enjoyed the laptop Olympics? I could get as a tech YouTuber, thank you. No, I don't need cash because, again, the reason I don't need cash, I don't even understand. Like these people who are making like 500K salaries, my salary at Tiny Grad is 100K. I get paid 100K a year, and I live off that 100K a year. Like, I don't think people should be paid like I think that that's like a good salary, right? Like you should be paid anywhere from like, I'm not sure if you have like a family and stuff, you need a bit more, but like between like 80 and 150, like that's a reasonable salary. And if you for some reason can't live off that amount of salary, like you're doing something wrong. Even if you have kids, right? Kids aren't expensive. They only become expensive when you're trying to put your kids into the same stupid, participating as everybody else, right? Like don't buy your kids expensive daycare. Probably time to move on from Elon as a society. I don't know. I mean, like, Elon is doing a lot of good stuff. Right? I think he has weaknesses and flaws, but like, you can't expect people to be perfect. Right? I'd take Elon over Trump. Right? I don't even like strongly dislike Trump. But for his POE scam, what's that one? No, I mean it is sad. The political arc of Elon. Where's my? I have one. I have one of these where I give advice to Elon. Elon, you need to reconcile with your daughter. Elon should join Blue Sky and reach out to Vivian Musk and be like, I'm sorry, I accept you. Oh, we hired a Chinese pro gamer to play for him? I don't really think that that's true. I think he hired a gamer to level up his account. I think he's actually quite good at the game. But also, like, whatever, man. Some guy brags about gaming. You can't really complain about that. I mean, I see his thing with his daughter, and that makes, that's sad. Like, that's sad. Yeah, I know. And when Vivian insults her dad, like that's fine. Right? But that's because that's a kid. She's a kid. The way that I saw Elon talk about it in some interviews, right? Like that's hard to respect, Do I think Elon reads this? If he was more center, I think he would be so much more likable. I totally agree. And like there were like promises of being center, but he like falls for these right wing shits, right? Like it's just weird. I saw a take that like Epstein's actually like an MSNBC lib boomer. The race thing, but I also saw like Vinod Khosla post something about how Elon's a racist, and like it just made Vinod Khosla look really bad. I don't think Elon's a racist. Like I think the race stuff's weird. I think race stuff's kind of dumb to talk about. Care about POE over what he's done to kids? What has he done to kids, man? See, but that's what I mean. Like he's just a guy, right? Like we can rank our preferred billionaires, right? Like I like him a lot more than like Larry Ellison, who I think like sucks and made it work. All right, look at Bill Gates giving his wife chlamydia and then trying to slip her antibiotics. Like, come on, that's way worse than anything Elon did. What, Elon's outing in the Epstein files where he wrote "girls for the win"? Like that's just funny, man. Like that's what I mean. Where you can't be like overly serious about this kind of stuff. He does retweet racist rage bait, and that's sad. I mean, like that's just sad if you're running begging for an invite to the island. I don't know, man. like we all gotta be honest. Everyone here wanted to go to that island, right? Like, come on. Did you not want to? Did you hear about? Oh, there's an island full of billionaires throwing parties. Yeah, I don't want to go. Right? Like, come on. I'm not saying like today. Today I want to be like, I don't want to be associated with pedo shit. But like back in the day, come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, this is, oh, are you serious? Like, and it's not like, you ask like who's gonna be there, right? And if it's all like scammy people, but you're like, yeah, Bill Gates is gonna be there, Prince Andrew's gonna be there. You didn't know about these people. Yeah, in 2012, did you not want to go to Epstein's Island? Come on, y'all did. I'm coking up with Bill Gates and the Royal Guard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Again, it's also like, I don't know, like today I think I'd feel differently about it because I'm a 36-year-old man. I think now, like, do I want to go party on some island? But shit, when I was 23, do I want to go party on some island? Fuck yeah. If Bill Gates is going there, I'll pass. Oh, come on. I've been to some events like this. I've been to some events with like rich people, and like they're chill. Like they're just like good events, right? Like I don't know. I've never seen anything like weird things. I mean, like not like not like beyond what you'd like get into with like normal people. That's why Bill Gates got viruses on the island. I used the joke about how Bill Gates' wife left him because she Googled Bill Gates and found out what he was up to, but like that's not so far off from reality. Would I go if I had to give Elon a massage? Enjoy your homoerotic fantasy, man. Any potential for memristors, analog computing? I think no. Would John McAfee go to the island? See, that's what I mean. Of course, John McAfee would go to the island. like you hang out with these people, like again, they're okay. You have to be aware of the traps that they fall for, right? Am I sad? Do I look sad? I don't think I'm sad. I mean, yeah, like it does kind of like suck, right? Like these EA people just suck. Beth Jesus' company? I don't know. I hear they like shipped something. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. I don't think they raised that much money. How much money did Next Traffic raise? They raised $14.1 million. Like, let them cook, man. Like this isn't like some like Kyle vote $150 million for humanoid robots. It's like $14.1 million for a technology that like, yeah, let them try. I don't even know what Palantir is, guys. I can't even have an opinion on it. It's probably some like boring scam. Like it's like Oracle. My opinion on Palantir is similar to my opinion on Oracle. If I had an island, what age limit would I set? I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, you have to. I've never actually like done this, right? Like, I think if someone actually said, "Here, have sex with this 17-year-old girl," I'd be like, no thanks, bro." But like, you can't like be on principle opposed to that. If I had, I don't. I also find those situations kind of weird. Like, I've been to parties before where it's clear like the girls are paid. I don't know. I just find parties like that weird. I don't really get along with those kind of girls. But I'm gonna say the same thing that's on X. The limit would be whatever the jurisdiction sets. Exactly. Exactly. You know how like free speech is by the laws of the country? Well, it depends where the island is, right? All right. Oh my god, I was about to like look up. We can look up what pedo means, and I think that I think that there's a big difference between 17 and 12, right? I hate the social climbing parties. Yeah, I don't like social climbing parties either, but like some rich guy wants to go to his island, right? Like, come on. I would have went to the Diddy parties too. Y'all would have went to the Diddy parties. Like, you would watch the Diddy documentary on Netflix. That was a good one too. Like, it's just like what did Diddy really do, man? The Dave Chappelle special. Yo, that was my chance to fuck Cassie. Do I like the piss play? I mean, like, I don't like I'm pretty normal. I'm not like into any of this like kind of shit, but like I'm not like if like Diddy invites me to his house and that's what he's into, I'm not gonna be like, that's gross, man, I shouldn't associate with you. Like I'm like, you do you, man. As long as it's consensual. Groomer energy. Yeah, I don't know. The documentary is really good. I think you get a real idea for the vibe of the guy. Diddy got convicted of the Mann Act. Dude, watch the Chappelle thing on it. I don't want to like go into this, but guys, like, look, oh my god. Here's something that I found very true during the wokeism era about like Me Too. You can watch the kind of guy who posted this long like screed about how they stand up for women and blah 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 blah. And then they were the rapiest guy you knew. So all of these people who are so much screaming about this, or the religious figure who's screaming about the homosexuals, right? Like you gotta kind of ask why they're screaming about this so much. Isn't there a video of him beating a chick in a hotel? Yeah, he beat up Cassie and paid her money. This isn't the Diddy trial, guys. This isn't the Diddy trial. Oh my god! And then like you get like sniped by these things. Every accusation is a confession. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I'm the judge, you're the jury. Did he do it? Did he not? No, but I did. I went and saw the Radio City Christmas spectacular this Christmas. And I thought that the AV was really mediocre. I thought that I could recruit the Rockettes. They're getting paid nothing. We could pay them a little bit more. And when Diddy gets out of jail, George Hotz and Diddy, Christmas spectacular. What do you think? I mean, Diddy, I find Diddy can have his name first. The Diddy and George Hotz Christmas spectacular, right? What do you think? It's all to shoehorn people to a controlled radical position. Yeah, maybe it is. Will ever go on Lex again? Oh, that's another one I'll talk about. The weird hate for Lex online. Bro, the guy's been nothing but nice to me. He's nothing but genuine. He's smart. I don't get it. Would I go on Lex again? Yeah, if I had something like say. I don't know. How do I know about anti-hype and Slavic KPSS? Yeah, just be on the internet. Do you think sex can be consensual if it's transactional? Of course. Why not? What? The hate for Lex is that he never presses his guest. What, you mean like you want it to be like 60 Minutes? You want it to be like got ya journalism? No, that's what's awesome. Like he just lets people talk. But I still believe in religion. I do. I don't know. Like I like to say these things in abstract about like the Diddy parties and the Epstein things, but like in reality, I don't go to these kind of things. And not because like I'm opposed or like judge the people who do. It's kind of like not my like it's not like my thing, you know. Like what am I gonna do? Like I'm gonna like go like do cocaine and fuck hookers. Like I like talk. I like saying I'm gonna do that, but like in practice. What happened to Cherry Computer? It's kind of tiny grad. Do I think Jesus rose from the dead? I think that him and his boys plotted some great shit at the Last Supper. Yo, guys, yo, tell everyone I came back, man. 3 days, just like go move that rock a little bit. Like tell him, man. Oh yeah, no, I was playing cards with Jesus last night, man. He's back, right? This is making you lose faith in humanity? Why? Getting chicks is trivial. Yeah. You know, oh my god, you guys know my advice for getting women, right? Do I really think we'll end up in a neo-feudal world? Yeah, I do. I don't really think we're gonna stop it. I don't know. No, you can't actually meet girls on LinkedIn. Literally, but like the kind of people go where there's women, right? Like if you want to meet women, go where there's women, right? Like go do some shit that women do, right? Then you can like meet women, right? Or like go to New York, right? The whole city's teeming with women. Don't go to the women's toilet. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it. That was not my advice. I know I'm not even invited to the island, right? Like how much of this is just all resentment because people weren't invited to the island, right? Y'all know you would have gone to the island. I would have went to the island, right? Like, come on. Look for a human being to exploit. Yeah, like don't be creepy, man. How's Hong Kong? It's nice. I like it. Go to them. That's easy. Now pay me $5. Subscribe for these great tips. We need a new blog post. You're not invited. You guys know I love Carbon Land. It's one of my favorite South Park episodes. Jan LeCun, Twitter's not a good look for him. Twitter's not a good look for a lot of people. But women love creeps. They don't. You've seen those like the meme about like whether it's sexual harassment. It comes down to like how the guy looks and how he presents himself. How do you not be creepy? Just don't be creepy, man. But like no, the other thing too about the women thing is like you have to follow. You guys have heard my advice on this. One, talk to women, and two, understand that like 10% of women are out there looking for casual sex. 20% of women are out there looking for casual sex. Find those ones. Don't spend time on the other 80%, right? Like you're not trying to seduce women or to convince them to do something they don't want to do. You're trying to give them the experience they wanted to have, right? Watch home math. That guy's on Twitter. It's pretty funny. You're so afraid to talk to women? Dude, they're just like people. I'm trying to catch something like Gates. Oh my God, he got chlamydia. It wasn't a big deal. He took antibiotics. And then like was like the weird thing was that he tried to like slip his wife antibiotics. Why didn't he just be like, Melinda, look, I fucked some Russian hookers on the Epstein Island. I got chlamydia. Oh, you want to go get a chlamydia test, right? Like if you're not in a relationship where you can say that, I mean, I don't know, like that makes me lose respect for the guy, right? Like you couldn't just like talk to your wife like a normal person. What kind of a relationship are you in? Why are you lying? It's a lot easier to get laid on Grindr than Tinder. That's probably true. Who among us hasn't slipped their wife antibiotics? Have I tried Kutile? I've heard good things about Kutile. I gotta look more into that. Models are bony, bro. Men aren't worried about getting pregnant. Yeah, I mean, there's some like, uh, there's some like evolutionary psychology stuff that explains this all pretty well. Do I smoke weed? Not really anymore. Certainly not here. Do I miss doing security stuff? Yeah. Won't have kids yet? Yeah, we'll see. What blue pill shit? What did I say that was blue pill? From my experience with Europeans, are they friendly people? Most people are friendly. The only place I found where the only country I ever traveled to where I had a bad experience with people, and not everyone, but just I would say the majority was India. And then you look up like, and again, I don't like blame people there, but it just seems like people there are quite unhappy. Um, have I been to Georgia? No, I want to go to Georgia. That's actually one of the last countries I want to go to that I haven't been to. Portugal, thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. Wanted to go to India? I've been everywhere, bro. I've been everywhere. Love China. I don't think people are unhappy in Germany. No, I do want to go to Georgia. All right, everybody. Come to KSA? What's KSA? Oh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I haven't been. I almost went once. I don't know. I'd go to Saudi. It's so big. It's just like nothing there. What's in the middle of Saudi Arabia? Dude. You could live here. The world is awesome, and the other thing too is you can travel in most places for less than your cost of living in the U.S. Like when I did all those like trips, you know, I've been to like 50 countries or something, and dirt cheap. All right, cool. All right, we ended up on the countries. But yeah, I just want to let you know if you lost money on some token because you thought it was associated with me, you're an idiot and deserve to lose money. You can't say that. I just did. And I also would have went to the island, and you know you would have went to the island too. Girls, FTW. But hopefully you guys aren't so scummy that if you got chlamydia, you'd try to slip your wife antibiotics. You could have an adult conversation about it. Yeah, communication with AMD got better. Pip happiness not found. Why are VOD sub only? Am I eager for that $5? Yes. Come one, dude. Come one. No, I'm not removing sub only on VODs. Subscribers are better people than you. It's not about me getting $5. It's about you losing $5. Keep your kids away from computers. I'm not letting my kids anywhere near computers. Global South has been fucked by USA for over a century. That's a cheap part of your travels. I don't think that's necessarily true. No longer love programming since LLMs do everything? I don't know about that. I think that LLMs aren't going to end up changing the pecking order very much. I think that there's some like junior people who they will just discourage and just completely, but I don't even know about that. No, I think they're going to pretty much change nothing. Like, I mean, I love working with these AIs, and like I think of them kind of like what search engines would have been if search engines weren't held back for 10 years by Google being a huge scam. Like imagine there was a competitive market in search engines in the 2010s. Like we could have actually gotten good things. Instead, it kind of was all this pent up energy, and then we got these LLMs all at once, which are basically search engines. Do I think they'll close loops? Well, yeah, they'll close loops, and they'll get better at stuff. They'll get better at following directions. I don't know. I'm just super excited about it, and I'm also really excited about like OpenRouter. That it may come down to not really mattering if like there was never anything like OpenRouter before for Google. But the fact that all these companies are basically like competing, there's competition, there's open source. This is so much better than what the internet was before. It is sad to me to see that like people do seem so miserable about it. I don't know, like I just love these things. And like I just wish there wasn't hype. This is what I always wish. Just like get rid of all the hype. Let's be honest about what AI can do, what AI can't do, what its trajectory is going to look like. You're not going to be in the perpetual underclass. Like, come on. I shouldn't have. People actually took me seriously about this. Like, I do think we're going to end up in basically a neo-feudal future. And I do think that a lot of things are going to suck, like car ownership. Like, they're going to like deeply suck. But this is just a general extension of the enshittification that exists today. It has nothing to do with the underlying technology. The problem is the people. The AI isn't going to fix that. My tone toward LLMs changed a bit on my last blog post. Yeah. Similar to Andre. Yeah, I mean, Claude Opus is the first one that I feel is like actually like quite good and worth working with. I found a lot more of its limitations recently. I'd love to see the next one. I want to see the better one. This is kind of how these things work. I mean, the thing that was most surprising for me was you can read like these posts, like this computer use models post, right? Like, turns out the idea wasn't a desktop emulator with a keyboard and mouse. It was just a command line. These models are going to use use computers like 130 IQ people, not like 100 IQ people. So cool. No, AI, no. Watermarking, no, it's not watermarking. AI art is bad, right? Like AI art is just bad in and of itself because like, and part of it has to do with the companies that are doing it. Part of it has to do with like them not really understanding what art is, right? But art has nothing to do with like the people today who are bitching about AI art. Can you imagine how painters must have felt when they saw a camera? People care about human brushstrokes, and they should. The problem is proper categorization. All of the pictures taken with cameras need to be watermarked, and we need to understand that they're inferior to portraiture. Right, like I hate that, right? Like, no, AI is awesome and it's a great tool, and every artist that decides to bitch about AI has just decided to make themselves irrelevant. In fact, every person who's decided to bitch about AI, every person who's decided to bitch about the aspect of AI that increases capability is just going to lose. The people who bitch about, it's not that there's nothing to complain about. I complain about a lot of stuff about AI. If you're complaining about enshittification, if you're complaining about slop, if you're complaining about the uptake in spam emails, the uptake in scams, if you're complaining about those things, then sure. I mean, there's lots of reasonable complaints. What are those portrait painters supposed to do, though? Dude, I don't know. Like, we live in a free world. They can go find something else to do, right? It's not like there's never going to be some central planned economy who's like, and now we are going to reassign all of the truck drivers now that AI has. No, what? That's never how it works. Art is literally about the person doing it. I mean, you can say that that's true. That's some kind of art, right? It's like this, it's a very identity politics take. I don't even necessarily agree with that. I think art is what pushes the boundaries, right? And that's a fine take too. I mean, art is just a lot of things to a lot of different people, but like to me, art is what pushes the boundaries. And when you see an LLM generated image, right? If you saw that 20 years ago as art and it's cool and that's insane, if you see it today, you're like, but I know how cheaply that can be made. That's not art. How actively do I use agents on tinygrad? I built parts of it with agents. They're not that good though, and they kind of can't. I view them a lot more like search engines than I view them as programmers. Like, they can kind of program, but it almost just looks like copying and pasting from Stack Overflow. They've gotten better at it, and what Opus 4.5 managed to do is copy and paste 3 different things from Stack Overflow until the test pass. Oh my God, no, you really don't want a global minimum wage. You really don't want this. You don't want anything like this. Lowering inequality doesn't look like UBI. It looks like open source. UBI is serfdom. Fundamentally, if you're getting your universal basic income or a global minimum wage, right, you're getting that from somebody, and then you're their bitch, okay? And it's not going to be universal, and it's not going to be global. What's going to happen eventually is somebody's going to take the reins of that system and be like, yeah, but like, we're not going to give any minimum wage to anyone who went to the Epstein Island, right? Right? We got to exclude some people, right? We're not going to give any minimum wage to goddamn liberals, right? We're not going to give communists, right? We can't give communists minimum wage, right? We're definitely going to give it to Republicans, right? What's bereavement of a lost future? No, I think that in some ways writing a game engine is easier than self-driving cars. Living loss is the sadness that comes from unfulfilled expectations and dreams or the loss of an imagined future. That sounds like something that's like mono nowhere. Like there's some like beautiful Japanese word for it. The sadness of unfulfilled expectations and dreams. It's unclear actually how much someone's really going to own the AI. Yeah, bereavement of a lost future. I don't know, anyone has the like medical, I'm not going there. Game engines are harder than rockets. I think in a way he's right. Yeah, I don't really like AI space data centers. I think it's kind of just a scam way to sell spaceships. You saw my box, right? Is Hong Kong really more attractive than Singapore? I like it a lot better than Singapore. I mean, Singapore's cool, but I wouldn't want to live there. It's very sterile. What makes me keep going? Just want to survive, man. Just want to survive. We out here living. How many years will TinyGrad contributors be replaced by AI? Well, but that's never really how it works, right? The bar for deliverables will just go up. The bar for software will go up. It's not like contributors are going to be replaced. Contributors are going to use AI as a tool to contribute more in the same way that we use Python, in the same way that we use GitHub Actions and CI. Have I read William Gibson's piece on Singapore? Yeah. Adult Disneyland? Yeah. Am I sure the TinyGrad will be finished? It'll never be finished. Exabox is in 3 years? Actually, I think sooner than that. This summer, I'm going to get serious about building an Exabox for comma. But agents are not tools? I don't think it matters. I think that the same way that that's like saying like, but people are not tools. I mean, some people are tools. You ever call someone a tool, man? You're such a tool. Why can't anyone touch NVIDIA? It's just like, I have an AMD. I'm trying to run Kimi on it, and like it doesn't really work. And like AMD is the second best. I have something in mind to do after Tiny? Not really. I don't rug my employees, man. I don't like, I'm gonna jump to the shiny thing. It's so weird too that like people accuse me of that kind of shit. Like George sees something new and shiny. Look, he's interested in AI now. Dude, I started an AI company in 2015. This has been my whole life. No bandwidth is less important than people think, I think. There's been some cool papers showing that you can like really reduce that and it all still works the same. My vision was 1,000 times more enticing than anything that is currently realistic. Also, sex and drugs feels way less enticing. Yeah, I know. We're gonna get so much cooler shit than sex and drugs. Right? What's the Timothy Leary quote, man? The PCs, the LSD of the 90s. Yo, AI is the LSD of 2025, man. This shit, you know, just the nights that you could just stay up talking to these things. Oh my God. Claude Code is the LSD of 2025. Right? It does feel like that. I am ready to talk about it. It may contain sensitive or adult content. We want to. Am I most happy about every day I wake up? I don't know. I wake up every day and I'm kind of like a 6-7. Not that happy. I'm not that sad. Just kind of am. Am I ready for 7 years, bro? Fried, cooked. If a new viewer comes on the stream who doesn't know you are, they would think they're watching a psycho. Why? I don't know why people like think that too. I saw some Twitter thing where it's like it's clear that he has like a mental health issue. Well, mental health issue, man. Like I'm not going out there, you know, saying Hail Hitler and stuff. I have a normal kind of stable life. I have a job. I have a girlfriend. I mean, Terry Davis was schizophrenic, right? Um, I've watched some of his stuff, and like it's interesting. He's clearly very smart too. I just said Hail Hitler. Oh no! Oh no! They're gonna come for me. No, you can say that here. It's fine. It's Hong Kong. You have freedom of speech. I'm like the Kanye West of the tech world. I'm stable but normal. That's what I mean. I don't know why people like come on my streams and think that I'm psycho. Why? Because I'm honest. Is everyone just so dishonest today that you see honesty and you're just like oh well, no, it can't be. Oh, can't have that. I can't say that, man. I mean, everybody else would go to the island too, but you're the only one who would say it. Everyone's on Lexapro. No, I seriously think SSRIs are fucking people up. Like, and like at a kind of a societal scale. Well, like, you have to wonder about some of these. You see these people who are like absolutely histrionic about some political thing. And like, yeah, I think they're like on some weird ass psych meds, man. You just don't get that in normal people. Not really honest? What am I not honest about? Is Adderall a scam? I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. You can take an Adderall, you can see how you feel. You should also be aware that Adderall, I think, messes with your ability to judge productivity more than it changes productivity. I had a friend give me good advice on that once. He's like, bro, like you can take those things to like work, but like, oh, come on, you know, like it's just a recreational drug, you know? Like, and you know, you can have whatever relationship you have with recreational drugs. Here's a nice discussion on SSRIs. You were politically crazy before the psych meds, and the meds calmed you down. I know. Yeah, this is probably true. This is so true. I walk all the time. I bike in San Diego too. I love biking. Pretty good. Comma buy Tiny Corps? Why? Many people online are driven by their emotional insecurity and how they think they're perceived by their peers. So honesty in a public forum is a foreign concept. I mean, I'm curious what you think I'm dishonest about, right? Like, I think if I'm dishonest in some way on this stream, I'm also probably dishonest with myself in the same way. And there probably are things that I'm dishonest with myself about. Why am I not into polygamy? I mean, I just don't like call it weird shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, am I into having sex with multiple women? Yeah, like who isn't? Am I into some like weird shit where I'm gonna have like a primary and a secondary and we're all gonna like negotiate our polycule, like constitution? Oh, that shit's weird. Can I show my bookmarks? I don't have any other bookmarks in this browser. There was discussion about comma. I think I saw this one. I might have even commented something. What did they say? Did they say good things? Comma is my favorite AI company. Really incredible piece of tech in a tiny package, and it truly improves your life to have it. Thank you. Oh yeah, I replied to this. How did my efforts to make the modern AI stack work on top of AMD work out? Everyone thinks that like because I announce something that like, I guess I do kind of like fake announce a lot of things that are like the kind of jokes, like cheapy, right? Like if I haven't raised money for it, it's a joke. But the minute I actually raise money for stuff, the minute I actually take serious amounts of money for stuff, I understand that I'm putting like 10 years of my life into it. All right, honey, you get Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. No, you're gonna. King Alpha, what do you mean, man? I sent you 0.25 ETH. You got rich. Let's play some game. What do you want to play? Do I think open source will go back to the old school thoughts? Nothing ever goes back. Everything moves forward. Everything changes. I think there's like new cool aspects of things. I think there's like who made OpenClaw, man? Like it's just cool, even if it is like vibe coded slop. I am thinking of starting a charity though. I have some interesting ideas for a charity. You know, play Never Have I Ever. If you've done something you say, you have to subscribe. I love it. I love it. Is that going to get you to subscribe? You think I have any effect in red pilling people by posting on LinkedIn? I don't know. No, it's not going to be a scam. I'm going to start a legit charity. Oh, yeah, I've seen these, yeah. It's my Zeta Mac. Chance of me doing more talks? You have a talk right here. I'm talking. What do you want to talk about? I said long NVIDIA a long time ago, and now I'm long AMD. Yeah, I think NVIDIA is overvalued now, but should we all move to South Dakota? If you're spending not most of your year in America, yes, you should. I don't know much about RMS. You know what? And thank you all for not being here to try to like wifey pussy spread. Bro, 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 don't disrespect my wifey, bro. Do I think there'll be data centers in space? My friend over Christmas was like, dude, the only reason I'm gonna put data centers in space is because governments have made it so hard to build anything on Earth. Yeah, all the The crypto shells are no, the crypto shells are mostly gone. I appreciate you all being reasonable for this conversation. No, I'm not going to India. No, India. Ugh. Okay, I haven't been everywhere in India. I went to Bangalore. I went around Kerala. I went up to Mumbai. Went to Goa. That's not something I'm eager to repeat. Um, Computational irreducibility. What does that mean? Bangalore was the best of the cities, but there was still a lot of aspects to it. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously true, right? I think the three body problem is computationally irreducible, right? Got ruined by the Brits. Well, that's a take. Not a take I necessarily agree with, but it's a take. And to be fair, yeah, you don't really know what like the uh I saw a post on Team Line that really summed up why India is the way it is. It was like in India, just to get one more step, one more closer to the front of the line, people will like stand on your shoulders. Like this like hyper um just doesn't feel like there's no chill. No chill. Like when you're at a train station in China, and China's actually a lot more kind of civilized than it was 15 years ago. Like 15 years ago, being at a train station in China, right? Like when the line moves, everybody pushes and shoves, everybody jockeys for position. But when the line doesn't move, everybody chills. In India, even when the line doesn't move, people don't chill. A Chinese rocket almost went into a SpaceX rocket. What are the odds that two rockets would hit each other? That's basically impossible. China has repression? Why do you say that? What do you think's repressed? I think America has more repression than China. Today? Not in the past, but like modern America has so much weird repression. Hey George, I'm broke. What tech field should I get into so I have less risk of being replaced by AI? You know, Amanda's always telling me that like the reason that like people like want money and stuff is because they just want to get rid of their fear. Is that really true? Like, do you guys like feel like fear a lot? Could we be honest about that? What do you fear? Money is safety. Why do you think that? Thanks for 120K yesterday. That's the real scammer. Yeah, I don't understand. No, no. We've decided that the scammer was clever, and we're it's just like it was cleverly done. So we've given them. Um, Wait, but okay. I mean, like, let's talk about this. What are you really afraid of? Live a few days without money, dude. I like have. You ever go camping? You're afraid of having to work the rest of your life? Why are you afraid of that? Of course you're going to have to work the rest of your life. Life is work. One medical emergency away from poverty. Is this really what happens? Or is this like just something that being unlovable? I think of work differently than most people. Why can't you think of work like me? You lost 2 million last year? You lost more money than I've ever had. Yeah, you buy things before when you go camping, but like not like you can live for so cheap. Hey, go to Cambodia. You can get a flight to Cambodia for like $400. And then once you're there, your place to stay is $10, $15. You can get sick ass meals for $2. Well, but camping could be a lifestyle, right? Like, sure, it's not going to be like wilderness camping. Probably, yeah, if you've gone like backpacking for a few days, yeah, it's different. You're bringing like freeze dried meals and stuff. But like, I mean, like, live in a trailer, buy a sack of potatoes and rice. You're in Vietnam right now, right? Like, yeah, oh man, you get into this Southeast Asia mindset where you get so cheap. I was in Malaysia. I was renting this hostel on renting this room in Langkawi Island, and it was $6 a night and $8 if I wanted the air conditioner. But the room, the $6 room, the $8 room were the same. Just if you paid the $8, they gave you a remote for the air conditioner. So I went to the market and paid $1 and bought an air conditioner remote. And then I had air conditioning, and I was paying $6 for the room. Yeah, I mean, of course you need to work, but like, life is work. I don't know what to tell you. Like, yes, you're gonna need to work your whole life, but what else were you gonna do? Wait, if you're a millionaire and you don't have to be afraid of being replaced by AI, what is this like? Why do you think that? All the money is gonna go to like we're all gonna be poor in some ways, but we're all gonna be rich in other ways. No, I don't know. The land, I kind of like lost interest in the land. Why can't you get paid to play video games? Have you ever done landscaping? What's the closest I've ever done to landscaping? I get paid $5 a baby goose once for rounding up some baby geese. But no, I like this. I mean, this is. I was like kidding about 3 minutes to escape the perpetual underclass. I thought that you guys would like get the joke by making it 3 minutes, right? If you're a millionaire, then someone somewhere else is getting exploited? Do you really believe that? Is Hong Kong expensive? It's not cheap. You can live here for cheap. Hong Kong has a wide variety. It has more of the swing is bigger than in the US. You can live in Hong Kong for cheap. You can live in Hong Kong for a ton of money. What's wrong with wanting to be a bazillionaire? Like, why? It's like tacky, bro. What, you want to fly around in a gold jet like Donald Trump? Like, it's tacky. My rig is being built somewhere by kids? I mean, the tiny boxes are built in San Diego by like a dude who's chill and I think's got a pretty good life. I don't know what to tell you. My clothes are being woven by kids. Cool. I mean, I don't know what do you want me to say? Like, while the mass migration, is not from Hong Kong to America, right, or Malaysia to America. The mass migration is from countries that are like awful. Where, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm for borders. I believe in borders. What? But I can't believe how many people said yes to this fear thing. I want to like help you guys. Like who taught you to fear this? send you crypto? No, that's not gonna help you. I'm not saying it's my fault. I'm trying to like understand this better because I don't really like experience this fear. I don't think I ever really have. I mean, like, have I ever experienced fear in my life? Yeah, of course. Right? Like some things, like when Sony sent a guy parked across the street from my parents' house in a Lincoln Town car, like, yeah, that was scary as shit. Um, what else have I really experienced fear? I don't know, like when I got mugged in Mexico, like that shit was scary. I don't know. Ever felt the fear of losing it all? You guys know the poem If? My mom gave me a framed copy of this poem when I was a kid, right? Right? Like, can everyone please read this poem? Like everyone who like feels fear. You want me to read it to you? If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or be lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it all on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and what's more, you'll be a man, my son. Damn, your mom just told you to man the fuck up and stop being a baby. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Don't be you're like a little pussy. Like, oh, but I need $1 million to feel secure about myself. The AI is gonna come for my job, man. Like, stop being a bitch. I don't think we have enough of this in society today, right? Like they made like bullying illegal in the schools or whatever. Like everyone just stop being a bitch. I don't know. Like I don't know if it's just something that I like don't feel the same fear as you. I don't know. Like if I lost everything I had, who cares, man? Whatever. Right? Like yeah, do I fear like being kidnapped and tortured? Sure. I mean, that's a reasonable thing to fear, right? Do I fear pain? Yeah, I got a root canal. That shit really hurt, right? Like, but like to fear losing everything? We'll make it all again. Who cares? Do I think I'd see it differently if I had kids? I mean, we'll find out. No. No, I don't know. Do I own a home, have a wife, or have children? I mean, but like, why does that matter? Losing standard of living? Who the fuck cares, man? But I mean, yeah, people lose their kids and people lose their wives. It happens all the time. I mean, you can think that I don't know myself, and you can think that, when I have those things, I'll have a different perspective, but I don't think I will. I just don't think it's how I'm wired. And I don't think maybe it's how some of you are wired too. I think someone taught you to fear. I think someone taught you this helplessness. I think someone taught that to you. No. You say I can only understand when I'm in a position to understand. I don't think this is true. Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture or just let it slip? If you're planning to live in a society, you need money. So this is one of my favorite essays. We read it. We read it on a stream a long time ago. This is a pretty incredible essay, and the rest of his writings are quite good as well. I don't know, like I found this stuff when I was like 16, 17, and this like set up my worldview. I don't know. I think I've like, do I really think the average person can drop out? Yeah, it takes nothing. Yeah, I know about the Rawlsian veil of ignorance. And what I bring up to my response to that is like, battery died. I don't know why. It should have been charging. So yeah, sorry about that. Let's get that here. We're almost wrapped up anyway, but I know that like people get scared that like the NSA came for me or something. So it didn't, were you trash talking me? Do I fear the NSA? Not really. What are they gonna do to me? What do they want from me? Like, yeah, if they had like a vendetta against me, sure. This is I have this little app to track. I don't get it. He would have died in a car accident if he wasn't useful. I mean, yeah, maybe if I pissed them off, but I don't know. Do I piss off the NSA? I don't think so. I don't think the NSA cares about me exactly. My views are not inspiring enough. Say something. I only have good things to say about the CCP. If we didn't have patents, I hate patents. I hate intellectual property. How is money fake if you can buy jet with it? You like to prove they're right. Be big. Make this window big. How do I make this window big? No, there we go. This window is big. Blink 3 times if the glowies got me. Alright guys. Oh, my mic is low. Oh, that went low again. Oh god. There's times when these things are difficult to use. I guess we'll just move the mic a little closer. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I'm sorry that you guys feel all this fear. I guess, yeah, I'm sorry, and I'm sorry that that's where it comes from. And I mean, I ask yourself to like look inside and realize like why do you think people put up with shitty jobs like fast food? Most people like their jobs, right? I don't even think that's like that shitty. What would you rather like sit at home and smoke weed all day and be useless? No way. Learned helplessness is the biggest tragedy of our generation. What do you mean it's pure fear? I don't think so. Like, I feel like if I felt fear like that all the time, I'd kill myself. No, most people don't hate their jobs. Did I accidentally leak an API code? What API code? I mean, yeah, a lot of people like. No, that's the clanker. That's not gonna work. Yeah. People who genuinely dislike their jobs are around 15 to 20%. Yeah. I think people might be passively disengaged from their jobs. I would say the majority are passively disengaged. I wouldn't say the majority hate their jobs. I mean, yeah, I think that like I don't know, I could never be a flight attendant. I would absolutely hate being a flight attendant. Like I have to interact with people and it just sounds awful. Whereas like I think I could be a truck driver. I don't think that would be like oh yeah, they used a key that Claude leaked to rug. Other people did it. Other scammers did it. But I can't be too upset with them because I made money and now I feel less fear because I have money. Is that how it's supposed to work? People are here to see if the key gets leaked again. I hope that every single person who's in my chat trying to make money loses money. Well, you know what they say in if. They say that you gotta just be okay with people who lie about you and haters, because that's what the poem says. Rudyard Kipling, I bet, was based. Quality work may be done quickly, but it's never pushed. It arranges itself around the goal of doing something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I was influenced by these things a ton. This is like how I run the companies and all that stuff. You don't get what dropping out is supposed to be? Well, I mean, read his follow ups to the essay and read about how he talks that it was misinterpreted. Dropping out doesn't mean, going and living with nothing. It just means realizing that the system doesn't own you. And when you realize that the system doesn't own you, the fear goes away. I'm terrible at Counter-Strike. I'm pretty terrible at first-person shooters. Like just like hanging out with like a casual group of people. I'm in the lower half. The system is quite punishing. You can ride and go, oh my God, I really have crypto scammers in here now. I mean, yeah, I mostly do feel that people who fall for scams, it's on them. But like, there's some things that like our government should help, like if we want to like live in a society. But you know what I mean? Most people's needs are self-inflicted. That is true. Did I lose money? I made $17,000. So you know, take that, scammers. I can't be upset because I got paid out, but I would be upset if your scam wasn't clever. Tune on, turn in, drop out. It was one of those OG LSD guys. Timothy Leary, yeah, that was you got scammed over a snowblower. Also, like yeah. Yeah, no, that's exactly who I want to get out of technology. Because I don't care about finance, law, and medicine. Those kind of people who showed up, who were like looking for a stable job, and they thought that it was going to be like a nice day, like get the fuck out. Nobody wants you here, man. Nobody wants those kind of people here. It would have been so boring if they just took 13 bucks. Exactly. Exactly. That's the power draw of my laptop. And yeah, we're doing off-topic questions. The Unimart Master is great. Absolutely. That was another like childhood shaping document. You need money because you want to buy a high-end tunneling scan microscope? What is that? Most people's needs are self-inflicted. um, Contractor as opposed to a wage slave? This is like, are you creating value for other people? Or oh my God. Oh yeah, because like those people, I don't know, finance, law, and medicine sucked ever since I was a kid. Tech used to not suck. And then all these people showed up and it started to suck. And they all need to get the fuck out. Yeah. But no, I wanna get back to that point. I wanna get back to that point about the people here who feel fear and why. I don't really do meetups with people, guys. Like people, I don't grow my own food. I don't feel fear. You care what other people think about me. See, that's just sad. We're all gonna die. Every day we're getting one day closer to death. I'm gonna should I take my $17,000 that I made and buy everyone in chat right now a weighted blanket? A heated weighted blanket. Would that make you feel less fear? When my stream ended, I'm glad you feel safe here in this stream with me. That's why I need money to buy my. Well, you gotta be a subscriber. The weighted blankets are only for subscribers. I should make a course on how I made the money. All right, wait. This is getting annoying. How do I? Why does my laptop keep going to sleep? All right, we gotta keep. Yeah, the fear is getting rejected from every job. Oh, have you guys read? What's it called? By the way, but why guy? Mm, What's the story that I'm thinking of? Yeah, it's Tim Urban. Yeah. difficult? Why is it so difficult to find this? Where's the story? Wow, I should read a lot more of this guy's stuff on the website. Ask Claude. Yeah, ask a real search engine. Good point. Oh, Marshall Brain. Oh, I was close. This one. Yeah. Thanks, Claude. Wow, someone made a good search engine. You see what I mean? It's quite good. People with massive money safety nets are losing touch almost 100% of the time. Am I good at Chinese? No, I wish I was good at Chinese. All right. Was there a field I wish I could speak Chinese? I have a fear of not having the choice, not being able to spend time with my wife. What do you mean? You always have that choice. How do I find such blogs? I don't know. Sometimes you guys link me stuff. But yeah, it's late. I'm going to bed. How much Chinese do I know? How much? What is this article? It's a good story. It's a good story. You all should read it. And I want everybody, you have an assignment. What's my HSK level? Like 1. I have an assignment for all of you. I want you to meditate and think about your fear. And think about where it really comes from. Because it doesn't come from money. Money is made up. Your fear comes from something else. Like, I mean, it may be something deeper. It may be some fear about, like, I don't think it's low on Maslow's hierarchy, right? I don't think that anyone in my stream right now really fears starving to death. None of you actually fear starving to death, right? Yeah, no, this story about sleeping on the bench is definitely true. Yeah, so none of you fear starving to death, right? Do you fear freezing to death? People have fear of no money for the same reason people use Kubernetes when they can just use a basic server. I think it's related. And I think if tech companies didn't hire the people with this fear, we wouldn't get Kubernetes. I fear a century of decline too, in some like abstract sense. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I wonder how this would. I remember reading these like manosphere books when I was like 22. I wonder if any of them actually hold up. Enjoy the decline. Damn, these books probably influenced me too. Right? Like when you compare, I don't know, and that's the other thing. Like there's definitely things that would make me feel fear, but I've read a lot of history and you just read about people who've had it so much worse than you. Right? Civilian life in Berlin while under the siege of the Russians in 1945. Berlin was nothing but rubble, supply lines were shot, and life for the average Berliner was wretched. They couldn't escape to the east and feared the Russians would kill or rape them, and they couldn't escape the west, not out of the fear the Americans and Brits would do the same, but that the Gestapo would kill them. That left them trapped in a city that not only couldn't support their population, but a city that would become their grave. How do you read that and you feel fear? Just because something is better or worse, right? I don't like because someone might misgender you. I mean, that's true. That would scar you deeply for life. You get bad or no service. Right? See, like the government's got you so keyed up thinking about healthcare, whereas like people in Berlin are eating leather from furniture. Right? Like, I don't know. I really think that this is all just a mindset thing, and it's like, today's the worst day of my life. No, it's the worst day of your life so far. Yeah, look at soldiers in Ukraine today. Yeah, no shit. Right? Like, I'm so grateful I'm not there. Y'all are like, when you get a wife and kids, you'll feel differently. No, I won't. If I was dropped onto the front lines of the Ukraine war and enlisted in that army, holy shit, I'd feel fear. Yeah. Like, that shit's real. I don't think Gaza's as bad as Ukraine, but I mean, again, we're talking Ukraine, right? Like, you know, I'm not saying Eastern Ukraine. Are we talking that I'd go to Kiev right now? Yeah. People aren't demoralized enough. It's true. Yeah, seeing a drone, God, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. You want a harem with 5 19-year-olds. Good thing they're 19 and not 17. Yeah, I saw a TikTok of an 18-year-old Ukrainian soldier having less fear than people in this chat. Like, it's so true. No. Let's see what we got here. Though I really like, someone recommended. Thank you. This is interesting. I'm actively ignoring every real retort. What are the real retorts? Oh yeah, no, I would much rather be in like a Roman war or absolutely. No, modern war seems like such bullshit. Like you're spotted by one drone and then you're like taken out by some guy 20 miles away operating, right? Like yeah, that just seems like constant anxiety compared to like Okay, he's got a sword and I got a sword. I mean, don't sue Anna's Archive. Anna's Archive are good people. That's sad. Spotify's suing them. Maybe I'll cancel my subscription in protest. Being in a Roman war with the boys would be sick. Yeah, in like some ways it totally would. Especially if you're like not quite on the front lines. Cutting someone with your sword is crazy. I don't know. Like, I'd feel fear though, but it'd be cool. It'd be balanced out by adrenaline, right? Modern war is more similar to World War One than World War Two. Yeah, I wouldn't mind dying with a lion, but a kamikaze drone taking me out feels like I agree. I agree. Ever caught anything that was living with a weapon? Let's see. Killed a chicken once. I killed a frog once. Killed a fish once. Anything, never a mammal. What's the lost touch? This stream is painful to watch. You saw I did a coding stream this morning. We haven't talked in a while. I felt like why'd we close the Rotterdam office? I don't know, the guy who was running it quit. Chat says money equals freedom. George says we are already free. I tend to agree with chat. I'm getting tired. Good night, everybody. I really want you all to feel less fear, because I want the powers that be to stop being able to control you. And if it means that I have to figure out a way to help people overcome their fears, then so be it. And I'm going to think about that. I'm gonna think about how to help you all. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to think about it. The weighted blankets was an idea. It was just a first idea, right? It was a first idea. But we're gonna try, right? We're not just gonna ask people if they're the problem. We're gonna go to the next level and we're gonna ask why they're the problem, right? We had this stream where I asked they're the problem, but I don't know, in a weird way, working with AI has made me kind of more sympathetic towards people, right? Like it's just I don't need to like be gleeful that my reckoning is finally happening. I just need to like kind of, you know, if you asked, there was a time where I was like, I can't wait till AI takes all these fucking people's jobs. Yeah, but you know, we live in a society. We live in a society, guys. We live in a society, and in order to make things nice for yourself, you have to make things nice for your neighbor. Good night, everybody. By the way, I didn't scam you on that shitcoin, man. My apologies to whoever got scammed. Most of you are idiots. I paid back everyone who helped me directly, and I didn't deploy the token. I did make money off it, and I'm not giving it back. No, that's brutal and harsh. I will think about how to deploy my newfound generational wealth in order to make some of you feel less fear. That is my pledge to you, and you can hold me to it. You could be like, George, you said you were going to do that thing. And I'll be like, yeah. But, maybe I'll really think about it, because if we're not here to help people, why are we here? Why do I still do this? I'm a 36-year-old man. Why am I streaming if it's not to help you? But not in some weird way, because I actually don't really want anything from you. Even the subscriber thing was a joke. I just want the world to be better. I want everything to suck less. I want everybody who feels that they need to make things suck to stop feeling that way. So then things could just not suck. All right, good night, everybody.